Okay. That the teacher wants that. Why am I hearing an echo now?
No.
Okay. The teacher wants that the students' tendencies should be like his own. The student should relate to ideas in the way that he the teacher does. But in order for the recipient here to be able to contain what it is that the teacher is transmitting to him, what the teacher needs to do is completely take away his intellectual ideas, the way he sees them himself, and come up with an idea, with a concept that the one who his student can relate to. And in order to do that, he has to make several contractions and concealments, because he can't give over the idea the way he sees it himself. But he has to take it one step at a time in order that the student will be able to get the idea bit by bit. So what's got hidden here? Who are things getting hidden from? It's only the student. But just because he's talking, the teacher is talking in simple terms, does that mean that he lost his whole conception of the big idea he wants to transmit? No, that was not a contraction or a diminishment in his intellect at all. So the analog to this could be understood up above with regard to God. The clause in that this whole contraction is a contraction only for us. Things have been hidden from us. But this withholding, this contraction, this diminishment is not something that affected God at all. So the And in truth, it goes further. It could be understood also that even for us, this original contraction and all of the subsequent contractions of the whole system of existence, they're not to hide things from us, but they are for the sake of revelation. But only in a way that we will be able to relate to it. That being that the whole point of the contraction is in order that the big idea of the teacher will ultimately be able to be absorbed and understood by the student. So the contraction didn't even hide for us. Its whole purpose is so that we'll get the truth ultimately. Maybe, but things have to be hit. But we can't take it. We can't take the. What's the? There's some movie something about you really want the truth. You can't take the truth. Okay, something like that. Okay. Yeah, we can't handle the full truth yet. We got to take it a bit at a time because of
was that like Bruce Willis?
Good man. Good man.
Was that Bruce Willis?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know.
Like a plane movie.
Jack Nicholson.
Tom Cruise.
Jack Nicholson?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like him.
So umikol makom. I'm sorry, where are we? So the contraction is not hiding anything at all. Its whole purpose is ultimately so that we'll get the whole truth. But at the same time, the situation we're in now, the infinite light is not felt, is not perceived. And even the internalizable light, which is the light and vitality that enlivens all reality, all entities in that we know of in existence, and even ones we don't. There are such creatures that don't perceive that this is a godly vitality. And even though that everybody does perceive that he has energy, vitality that is making him alive, and he knows for sure, he knows clearly that the main part of him is his life, the hainu, the haguf eino davar, meaning that my body's nothing. The inyan klal, it's not important at all. The ikaru chayus, a body with no vitality is gornish. The main thing is the vitality, is the energy. Even though I know that, I might not feel that this is a godly vitality. And especially with the multitudinous concealments and hidings that the light becomes hidden and concealed from level to level, to such an extent that a person could say, Li Yairi, this is what Paro said, the river is mine, and the chulu, the continuation, and I made myself, I'm a self-made man, the koichi v'oitzim yadi asali asachayla, and it's my abilities and my tremendous force of will and power and whatever that made me all my wealth and stuff like this. It's all me. That might be the way a person thinks. That's because he could be that ignorant about where that everything is really coming from God. The kol zeh hu mihelim v'hester ha'oyer beyoser. All of that, the reason that he might be that ignorant or imperceptive is because of the hiding and concealment of the light to such a great extent. That his mind could be such that he doesn't know and perceive that even nature is godly. All of this is how does all this happen? This is through God's infinite power, to make hidings and concealments like that. For just like the spreading out of the light all the way to the bottom, last levels, is through God's infinite power. Hine kemoy kain, so too, who koyach ha'ein seif ha'mayli mumastir b'ribui ha'lomas v'ha'stadim. So too, it is God's infinite power which conceals and hides with multitudinous hidings and concealments.
how much we're going?
I'm just going to do about 8 more lines.
Okay.
We're going to go right to the end of this, and then we'll next week we will go into the Rebbe's explanation of this. Okay. Dezehu diksiv ochein ato kel mistater. What it writes that actually you, God, are a concealing or concealed God. That he becomes hidden and concealed with multitudinous hidings and concealments. Who's doing that? Is somebody coming and hiding God from us? It's you, God yourself. The kashem chesed kel kol hayom, for just as God's kindness is the whole day. The word day, hayom, the yom hu bechinas gilui. Day represents revelation. You can see what's going on in the day, not like at night so much. Just like revelation is kindness, Vishem Kel, and this name of God, Kel, Aleph and Lamed. So too, the fact that you hide, you become hidden and concealed, that is also you, God. This is what it writes in the Sefer Yetzirah, which I've heard is written by Avram Avinu, that God is the depth of loftiness and the depth of lowness. The kashem she'oimik tachas hu shehu agilu vispashus ad madrega yeser achroinois hu bechinas koyach ein soif. That just like the depth of lowness, that is the revelation and expansion all the way down to the very last levels, that all comes with God's infinite power. So too, the depth of loftiness, be'ilui achar ilui, in elevation after elevation, that also is with God's infinite power. It's only through this infinite power, lahalim ulahastir beribui mene helomis ve'estadim, that to hide and conceal with multitudinous manners of hiding and concealment. This is the idea of God is the light of the God's infinite light goes up to no limit. So up to here, we've now we've done an introduction. The Rebbe's summarization of the first 14 chapters. We've learned the Frierdiker Rebbe's 15th chapter, and Bezras Hashem next week we will go through the continuation of the Rebbe's Maamar, which is going to try to explain in more depth and what the Frierdiker Rebbe said here. Okay. Okay, do you want to stop the recording?